I am 34, male, so I met this girl when we were both 18 and joined college. We quickly became friends, and soon our friendship turned into a romantic relationship. She moved in with me, and I basically looked after all her expenses since then. 4 years later, I got a job at an oil company in the Middle East. Seeing how our lives going to be for the next couple of years, we decided to get married, and we did. Big mistake. I worked there for 10 long years and used to come back home once in a year. Meanwhile, she gave birth to 3 kids. As long as I was there, she never gave me any reasons to believe that she was cheating on me. She called me regularly, always replied back to my messages and whatnot. It all started when I was back home after I was done in there, that is, a couple of months ago. One of my good buddies called me one day and asked to meet me. We met at the nearby park, and that's when he broke this one to me. No, he showed me a couple of pictures. It was hers, of her being without clothes with different men in different sexual positions, doing things that she said that she was into. I could feel my heart breaking down into pieces. However, I held my calm and went back home. I didn't tell her anything. I took my car and went for a drive, and that's when I really contemplated this. I don't know why, but I decided to go for paternity tests. I just felt it. I did, and the results came. No, I wasn't the father of any of the 3 kids. This was enough for me, and I confronted her. She went hysterical and never answered any questions. She packed her things, took the kids, 8, 5, and 2, and moved in with her mother. I was back at my normal being, not really, the next day, and I called up this same buddy and asked him to come over. He did, and he started sharing the story. So a while ago, one guy who is his good friend and gym buddy approached him and asking him whether he wants to be in a group fun, to which he said no, as he was in a relationship with someone. That evening after their gym session, they went to the nearby steakhouse, and there this guy showed my friend the photo of the girl who was doing group fun. Yes, it was my wife. Turned out this guy was sleeping with her since she was in college while we were dating. He knew that she got married to some poor soul, and she kept seeing him along with other men as well, mostly his friends. The thing is that she proudly boasted that she was married and used to show the ring to every guy she sleeps with, and how she used to host multiple men at her house, my house. So basically, she was cheating on me from day one, and me being away for those 10 years was a boon for her. Anyways, I have officially told her parents and mine. I hired an advocate, copied those pics to my pen drive, and have officially filed for a divorce. Update. First of all, thank you all for the massive support you have all shown towards my last post. It really meant a lot for me. So I think, too, should do justice on my part as well and keep you guys updated with the progressions that have been happening. I have cut all contacts with her. He has tried to contact me several times through calls, texts, and social media as well. I picked up her call once only to tell her that I will be contacting her through my advocate, and I expect her to do the same, and I won't be entertaining any communications that happens out of the loop. About a week after she moved out, her best friend came over and literally blasted me off. She accused me of being selfish, self-centered, and an unloving person. According to her, it was fine for a person to slip off occasionally, and that I should accept her and the kids. Well, that was the last time I saw her. I cut her off after that. Same way, 3 more of her girlfriends contacted me endorsing her. I blocked them all. My family is with me in this, and they are giving me all the support they can. Her father visited me one day and apologized me for how things have turned out. He said how much embarrassed he is for his daughter's deeds. In general, he is a good man. In fact, all the rest of her family is good people. They have communicated me after all this and have shown me sympathy, and none ever told me to reconcile with her. Seems like they are all embarrassed by her acts. After the initial shock and grief that followed, I am doing well now. Yes, the empty house feels a bit odd, and my heart too feels empty, but I am getting used to it. I joined a nearby gym. I bought a road bike, cycle, and take it for a ride every morning. I used to have 3 bikes while we were dating, but had to sell them away, as she never liked them and used to tell me how much I was spending for my cycling hobby. Well, no one to complain anymore. I have separated the accounts and pulled in whatever money I could. There is still one joint account in our name, and I think I will proceed with that as the court says. The house is in my name, so I'm not worried about it. I read a comment that I should be leaking the photos to expose her. No, I won't be doing that. Those photos are evidence that I will be submitting in the court. I don't want to expose her or anything like that. I just want to get rid of this woman from my life as soon as possible, and I don't care what she does afterwards. I won't be keeping any relationship with the kids. They are not mine. I can't raise someone else's bloodline, and I know it sounds cold. Yes, they loved me, and I loved them as well, but I lost my love, and empathy for them the day the paternity results came. They are her problem now, and the father's as well, if they ever show up. I think I have covered almost every point that's been going on now. If I missed any, feel free to ask me, and I will try to answer them. And once again, thank you all for your support. Update. Hello, everyone, once again. So the first hearing of the court happened this Saturday, yesterday for me. We didn't expect it to happen in such a short notice as to how things are due to the pandemic, but my advocate and I are glad that it is on now. Since a lot of people liked me posting my last update as pointers, I will make this one too as pointers. It was a crazy day, to be honest, with a lot of drama. Before I will jump into the story right away, I think I will give some extra information in here, which will make sense as the story progresses. After discussing with my advocate, I have concluded that I will be suing her for paternity fraud, but not along with this. My priority is getting my name removed from the birth certificates, then finalizing the divorce. Only after I am done with these two, I will be proceeding with this, as it's something I can wait for. While I was pulling all my money out, I pulled out money from a fixed deposit in which I had invested some 7 years ago for the kids. I liquidated it, and it was quite some money, so I went on to buy 3 bikes, an aero bike, an endurance bike, and a gravel bike. I also bought some cycling gear as well along with it. The rest of the money I paid to my subordinates as an off-the-record bonus, because they handled my business well while I was unable to look after the day-to-day working. They took care of all the deals and paperwork, which made the business run smooth even in my absence, so they deserved it. At the court. So this when the circus really began. I was with my advocate in the corridor discussing last-minute details, and that's when I saw her friend, the same one who blasted on me, walking right towards us, and this is what she said. "Hey, so you made it. How dare you block my number? I tried to contact you for a while. We all were. What's wrong with you? Is this what you really want? Look, you still got chance. Just forget and move on. Take her back and be a good father to those kids. And what's up with you wasting your money? I saw you bought new bikes. You're crazy to spend money for those skeletal frames. You know that she doesn't like you spending on bike. No, you should have given that money to her and the kids. If you can't do that by yourself, you can give it to me and I will pass it on to her." She paused. I didn't utter a single word back to her, and nor did my advocate. He was carefully listening to her to check if her tone was changing into an aggressive, threatening one. She continued as she got no response from me, and this part really surprised me. "Look, she did her thing while you were away, and things would have been good between you two if you hadn't known about it. Why can't you think it that way? Tell me who told you about this. You should take her back, and I think you should keep an open marriage or something. Just accept her the way she is." Luckily, by this time we were summoned to the chamber, so she had to end her monologue. Now, the thing is, I didn't tell anyone how or from whom I get to know about her deeds, except my advocate and parents, because I know that if I reveal his name, these people will pressure him. Inside the chamber, the procedures started. After the formal procedures, the judge got into the business. My advocate had submitted those photos as evidence of adultery the day before, and her advocate didn't contest against that, so the first impression was that she committed adultery. So upon my request, the court ordered for a paternity test to be conducted for all 3 kids to decide whether I am the father or not, and the next time we have to be present before the court after the results are submitted to the court. Once it's done, my name will be removed from the birth certificate. However, her advocate contested against divorce, which means it won't be a smooth procedure. The judge asked me if I got to say anything. I said I will be communicating through my advocate and I don't have anything to say otherwise. He then moved to her, and that's when the floodgates opened. She put up a really good show, I must say, all crying and weeping. She wanted me to reconsider divorce and take her and the kids back. She accused me of maligning her reputation and using my friends to conspire against her, as most of them blocked or cut contacts with her. I never asked anyone to do so, but I did tell everyone why we split. My friends cut ties with her by their own will. Then she demanded financial support for her and her kids. Despite all this, she didn't say a word about her cheating on me. No acceptance, no apologies, nothing. The judge then asked my advocate whether I was willing to support her financially in any way up until divorce or reconciliation, and my advocate strongly objected it. He stood by the fact that she committed adultery, so she doesn't have any right to ask for financial aid, and nor does she have any authority over my assets. And since paternity tests were to be conducted, I prefer to suspend all financial aids to the kids up until the results arrive. With that, the first day was wrapped up. Yes, her friends gave me a dirty look before they left, and she not for once made eye contact with me. Then her parents came to talk to me, and I told them that some of her stuff is still at my place, and I would like them to collect it back. Her father came over this morning to collect back her remaining stuff. I had my advocate come over as well. During the while, we had a cup of tea, and that's when I came to know about some of the background details. She had moved out of her parents' place a couple of days ago. Just her, not the kids. Kids are still living with her parents. Her reason for moving out was that she needed some space and time, and she moved in with a friend of hers. I did see this phenomenon in the court. She sat in the front row, flanked by her friends on both her sides, while her parents sat 2 rows behind her. I never saw her or her friends talking to the parents, and after the session, she was picked up by her friend. For me, I am doing well now. I am taking care of myself. I can focus on my work and can get enough sleep at night. Some people in here suggested me to see a therapist. I do value their opinion, but I think as long as I am doing well and not having any emotional trouble, I don't need professional help. I had my parents move in with me. My mother helps me in cooking, or I should say rather teaching me, while my father helps me in business and sorting my finance. Apart from my primary business, we own an auto workshop in partnership along with my brother. It was my sister-in-law, brother's wife, who used to bring me food 3 times and helped me with house chores during the initial days when my wife moved out. My sister-in-law still comes over to do extra chores and also to help my mom in the kitchen. Along with that, I got my brother, sister, and friends as regular visitors. Basically, I'm around good people, and they are making sure that I don't feel alone. And it is because of these folks I don't want to liquidate my assets, move to a foreign country, and apply for citizenship in there, as someone suggested me in here. Regarding my friend who made me aware of this, I am planning a big gift for him once all the things settle down. I still don't see marriage to be a bad thing. What I feel like is that it's the divorce laws that make this a losing game for one party, at least in Western countries. And it's not the marriage that's bad, it's just some people who are not fit to get married and then go on to malign the whole marriage system. But with that being said, I am not looking to date someone, not until this issue settles down for once and all. I don't want my problem to be someone else's as well, because I think I might be using that person as an emotional tampon amidst all of this. Finally, I'm not yet comfortable with sharing which country I am from, but I can tell you all that I am from Asia. I once again thank you all for support that you guys have shown me during this difficult period. So I believe it's my obligation to keep you all updated with what's happening in my life. Hopefully, my next update will be after the paternity results come out and after the next court session.